on her actions, and report them faithfully. I know why she brought thee so suddenly to Rough Lee, though thou knowest not."
"She brought me there for safety," remarked the young girl, hoping to allay the beldame's fury, "and because she herself desired to know how the survey of the boundaries would end."
"She brought thee there to sacrifice thee to the Fiend,"
cried the hag, infernal rage and malice blazing in her eyes.
"She failed in propitiating him at the meeting in the ruined church of Whalley last night, when thou thyself wast present, and delivered Dorothy Assheton from the snare in which she was taken; and since then all has gone wrong with her. Having demanded from her familiar the cause why all things ran counter, she was told she had failed in the fulfilment of her promise, that a proselyte was required, and that thou alone wouldst be accepted."
"I!" exclaimed Alizon, horror stricken.
"Ay, thou!" cried the hag. "No choice was allowed her, and the offering must be made to night. After a long and painful struggle, thy mother consented."
"Oh, no! Impossible! You deceive me!" cried the wretched girl.
"I tell thee she consented," rejoined Mother Demdike, coldly; "and on this she made instant arrangements to return home, and in spite, as thou knowest, of Sir Ralph and Lady Assheton's efforts to detain her, set forth with thee."
"All this I know," observed Alizon, sadly, "and intelligence of our departure from the Abbey was conveyed to you, I conclude, by Jennet, to whom I bade adieu."
"Thou art right, it was," returned the hag; "but I have yet more to tell thee, for I will lay the secrets of thy mother's dark breast fully before thee. Her time is well nigh run. Thou wert made the price of its extension. If she fails in offering thee up to night, and thou art here in my keeping, the Fiend, her master, will abandon her, and she will be delivered up to the justice of man."
Alizon covered her face with horror. After a while she looked up, and exclaimed, with unutterable anguish, "And I cannot help her?" The unpitying hag laughed derisively. "She cannot be utterly lost," continued the young girl. "Were I near her, I would show her that Heaven is merciful to the greatest sinner who repents, and teach her how to regain the lost path to salvation."
"Peace!"
thundered the witch, shaking her huge hand at her, and stamping her heavy foot upon the ground.
"Such words must not be uttered here. They are an offence to me. Thy mother has renounced all hopes of heaven. She has been baptised in the baptism of hell, and branded on the brow by the red finger of its ruler, and cannot be wrested from him. It is too late."
"No, no, it never can be too late," cried Alizon. "It is not even too late for you."
"Thou know'st not what thou talk'st about, foolish wench," rejoined the hag. "Our master would tear us instantly in pieces, if but a thought of penitence, as thou call'st it, crossed our minds. We are both doomed to an eternity of torture. But thy mother will go first. Ay, first. If she had yielded thee up to night, another term would have been allowed her. But as I hold thee instead, the benefit of the sacrifice will be mine."
"But, Hist! What was that?"
Ah, the youth again! Alice Nutter must have given him some potent counter charm.
"He comes to deliver me," cried Alizon. "Richard!" And she arose, and would have flown to the window, but Mother Demdike waved her staff over her, and rooted her to the ground.
"Stay there till I require thee,"
chuckled the hag, moving with ponderous footsteps to the door. After parleying with Richard, as already related, Mother Demdike suddenly returned to Alizon, and, restoring her sensibility, placed her hideous face close to her, breathing upon her, and uttering these words:
"Be thine eyes blinded, and thy brain confused, so thou mayst not know him when thou seest him.
but think him another.
The spell took instant effect. Alizon staggered towards the table. Richard was summoned, and on his appearance the scene took place which has already been detailed, and which ended in his losing the talisman and being ejected from the tower. Alizon had been rendered invisible by the old witch, and was afterwards dragged into the arched recess, where, snatching the piece of gold from the young girl's neck, she exclaimed triumphantly,
"Now I defy thee, Alice Nutter. Thou canst never recover thy child. The offering shall be made to night, and another year be added to my long term."
Alizon groaned deeply, but at a gesture from the hag she became motionless and speechless. A dusky, indistinctly seen figure hovered near the entrance of the embrasure. Mother Demdike beckoned it to her.
"Convey this girl to the vault, and watch over her," she said. "I will descend anon."
Upon this the shadowy arms enveloped Alizon, the trap door flew open, and the figure disappeared with its inanimate burden. Chapter 12.